tutorial that happens to be the continuation of the course. It's actually the continuation of the course CIT202, and we are taking our bearing from bytes. Okay, bearing from bytes in today's class. So this being said, let's go straight into it. Okay, just a moment. So I can adjust this a little bit. Okay, it's just still reflecting. Let me just have to manage it this way. Okay, so we are taking our bearing into this class from bytes. We have CIT202. What we're talking about bytes. Okay, just let's see if I can adjust the shadow. There's a thing I can do. Okay. Yep. Yeah, I think it's better this way. Awesome. Yep, I think it's better this way. Now, a byte is said to be approximately one character, all right, or symbol. One thing we need to understand, before we got here, we talked about memory, computer memory, and on getting to this level, we're made to understand that computer memories are one part of computer that is very important, and it's basically one of the things that makes up a computer. Okay, so when further we talked about the memory in further classification. Then we have bytes coming into the picture. When we say bytes, what are we talking about? Just a moment. Okay. Now, moment. Okay, that's better. Okay, just a moment. I'm trying to adjust my stuff from here. Just a moment. Awesome. Now, a byte, okay, is made up of 8 bytes. Okay, a byte is made up of 8 bytes. One thing we need to understand here that it is said to be an on and off signal. A byte is said to be on and off signal. Okay, an on and off signal which passes through the computer circuits, which passes through the computer circuits. Are we together? Now, every piece of software can be broken down into series of, okay, binary codes. About, all right, 1,000 bytes is said to be a kilobyte, where we have 1,000,000 bytes is said to be a megabyte, and we have 1,000,000,000 bytes is said to be a gigabyte, and we also have, okay, 1,000,000 bytes. We said 1,000,000 bytes is about a megabyte, Then we have billion bytes, it's said to be a gigabyte. Then we have a trillion bytes, it's said to be a terabyte. And we have 1 terabyte is said to be, all right, a petabyte, where we have 1 petabyte as exabyte. All right. So one thing we need to understand here is that byte is another form. All right. It's said to be a. Just a moment. I think I need to adjust this here. Okay. So now we've been talking about bytes and we've been saying something interesting about it. But one thing you need to understand in particular that a byte is said to be a group of binary digits. Okay? A byte, let's take this down, please. Is said to be a group of binary digits. Are we together? A group of binary digits that operates, all right? A group of binary digits, all right, operated on as a unit. It is considered as a unit of a memory size, all right? A binary digit operated as a unit. Otherwise, it can also be known as a byte is a unit of a memory size, a unit of a memory size. Take note of that. So after knowing that this is what a byte is, then a byte, okay, can now be classified into certain things. All right, it can be classified further by specifying the fact that 1,000 bytes makes a kilobyte. Don't forget, it is a unit of a memory size. Now, this memory size can be classified into kilobytes, megabytes, gigabytes, terabytes, petabytes, and exabyte. But first, you need to understand that a byte is said to be a group of binary digits operated as a unit. Now, this unit is otherwise known as the memory size. So every single byte is capable of what we refer to as a memory container. All right? Something that is capable, a substance, a unit, a binary that is capable of accommodating certain information. All right? But a byte is limited to its capacity as we have different bytes and their capacity. So that brings us to what we now refer to as kilobyte. Okay, kilobyte now is about 1,000 bytes. All right, 1,000 bytes. Then we have kilobyte. Are we all on the same page? I know it's not written like this in our material, so that's one thing. That's why you need to attend classes. All right, coming to class will help break down things properly. That's why we should not joke with classes. We should always endeavor to attend classes. Very, very important. Because here in the class would help you simplify it. All right. It is not written like that for the material, but based on experience and expertise will help you simplify and break things down properly. Okay. So now we've been able to dissect that properly. So a kilobyte is made up of 1,000 bytes. Then we have a megabyte is made up of a million, all right, mega. We have megabytes as bytes, all right, one, all right, 1 million bytes. Then we also have what we call the gigabyte. Okay, the gigabyte is made up of 1 billion. All right, made up of 1 billion bytes, and we have what we call terabytes. Terabyte is made up of, all right, a trillion bytes, 1 trillion. All right, then we have petabyte. Petabyte. Petabyte is made up of 1 terabyte. 1 terabyte makes up a petabyte, and we have that as that. Under memory, as we, all right, are still discussing, we have also disk. All right, disks are common way of transporting information, such as bringing file home and work or sharing files. All right, disks are also a memory. It can also be referred to as a memory saving unit. All right, capable of accommodating information and storing information. So we have that as that. Okay. So now let's continue. We also have the floppy disks, which has become less useful as file size increase. All right, and we have the compact disks and digital video. All right, and so we have the types of disks as well. We also have the floppy disks. We have all right, the DVD disks, which we all know. All right, they were common years back, unlike we have them. People no longer use such disks now, except you want to just burn some data in them, and so we have that as that. So we have it here. It says that internal disks, all right, are the most common storage device. All right, internal disks now are the most common storage device. Likewise, we have the compact disks or the CDs can store large amounts of information. Now, one disk will store about 650 MB to or about 70 or 80 minutes of music. Now, 1 terabyte is a CD-ROM, one type of CD-ROM which stands for compact disc. Okay, a lot of things are just a moment. Okay, but what we need to get here is that internal hard disks are the most common storage device. Okay, they are the most common storage device where we have the compact disks that can store large amounts of information. All right, so we have that as that. And we have the likes of DVD disks that can store about 4.5 gig on standard disks. Okay, so disks are basically they are depend. They have different sizes as well, and depend on what they how much they can store depends on the capacity of the disk. Okay, now we need to also understand that the floppy disk or the diskette comes in two basic sizes. All these are also types of storage devices, whereby we have the 5.2, all right, 5.25 inch and 3.5 inch. These are two types of inches that this floppy disk or diskette comes in. Okay, so we have that as that. Okay, so there's also something called the flash drive, all right. The flash drive are also one good means of storing information. All right, the flash drive are also one good means of storing information. All right, but what makes them different is that they perform the same thing the disk does, but what makes them different is more like they are smaller in size and they are highly mobile. Okay, small in size and they can store a lot of things. A lot, it depends on the size and capacity as well. So, that being said, Okay, with that being said, let's just go straight ahead to the input devices. All right, and basically the input devices, as we have been told in just 103 now, 100 level second semester, 1 level first semester, they are devices that we use to instruct the computer. All right, the likes of the keyboard. All right, but basically there's something I want to draw our attention to about the keyboard. Now it says that the keyboard and the mouse are the most widely input devices. All right, are the most widely used input devices. Now, but one thing about the keyboard is that we have this keyboard known as all right, QWERTY, all right, QWERTY keyboard, which is the QWER, all right, TY, the QWERTY, all right, QW. I think that's the one I have here on my laptop. It's more like the general, all right, keyboard, so called as the key according to the alphabet listed here, and Y are adjacent in the, all right. They are said to be the commonest kind of keyboard. It's what I even have here on my computer. The QWERTY keyboard are said to be the commonest, but other types of keyboard are available. Some begins especially designed for people with special needs. All right. It should be noted that the layout of the keyboard on the QWERTY owes its origin to the typewriter design. We are actually typing to slow down the speed at which typists could type. All right. So this is what. So initially, that means the typewriter. This is not the kind of pattern on the keyboard. All right. It was basically designed so that it can reduce the speed of the typist. All right. So it owes its origin. This type of keyboard owes its origin to the typist slowing down their speed. So we have that as that. The reason was that the old lever-based typewriter were liable to levers, all right, getting interlocks if two were pressed in rapid, all right, succession. Now the keyboard is used to type information. Okay, basically, what we are being told here now is that this type of the typewriters that they were, all right, they were super fast when it comes to typing, and there was a need for a lever, all right. There's a point whereby I don't know, majority of us might not know, but there's a point you use the typewriter, you keep typing, it keeps shifting, keep shifting, keep shifting. It gets to a point you have to stop, then move it back. All right, move the lever back. So that press can be very fast, and so in order to put an end to all this, so the keyboard was actually introduced, and we have that as that. And then, like we have been told, the keyboard is used to type in information to the computer or input, all right, information to the computer, all right. Like we have said, there are many types of keyboard layout size, all right. Most common in Latin-based English being the QWERTY layout, all right, named for the fixed six keys. Now, the standard keyboard has 101 keys, all right. Standard keyboards have 101 keys. Let's take note of that. Notepad or notebooks, all right. We have also notebooks, embedded keys, accessible with special keys, all right, and the likes. So what we need to get understand here is that the standard keypad has 101 keys. Okay, all right. So now, ergonomically, all right, keyboards are designed to make typing easier. All right, some of the keys have special uses that are referred to command keys. All right, so command keys are keys. They are keys with special uses. Okay, the command keys are keys with special, okay, uses. Now, the three most common are the control or CRT. All right, control, alternate, ALT, or the shift key. All right, so we have control, That's abbreviated as CTRL. We also have alternate. All right. We also have the third one, which is the shift key. The shift key. So we have that as that. Okay. Now let's take a step further. Now we've talked about the keyboard. So as well we have the mouse. Okay. Now the mouse is used as a pointing device and to select options from menus. Okay. The mouse is used as a pointing device and it is used to select options from the menu. Now, there's something called a tracker ball. It is used for the same purpose as a mouse and is popular on laptop computers. This sometimes we call it sensor, alright, but basically it's referred to as the tracker ball found on computers and found on um, computers. Okay, the tracker ball is used for the same purpose as a mouse, and it is popular on laptop computers. Now, most modern computers today are run using a mouse controlled pointer. Very important. Generally, if the mouse has two buttons, all right, and the left one is used to select object and text, and the right one is used to access menu. All right, so the mouse has two buttons on the top. Each button performs different functions. All right, just like we have it mentioned here, that the mouse has two buttons. One button, all right, is controls all activities. All right, so now it says here that two buttons, the mouse, you can find on top of the mouse. The left one is used to select objects. So let's assume this is the mouse. So this is my right. So this will be your left. This is the right. This is left. So to you, this will be your right and this will be your left for the viewers. So you need to understand that according to what we have here, the left one is used to select object. All right. Select object, while the right, all right, is used to access menus. More like I liked to me, or that I liked. Okay, so we have that's that. So there are some type of mouse that has a round ball under it, and all right, turns the two wheels, which controls the direction of the pointer on the screen. Another mouse uses an optical system to track the movements of. I think what I have here is one that uses optical. All right, no balls here. It is optical. Okay, which is what we call optical system to track the movement of the mouse. So we also have the light pen, okay, which can be used to point out a monitor. It serves almost the same function as the mouse. There's something called the OCR. The OCR is an abbreviation, right? It's an acronym for optical character recognition. A very common requirement for business is a process of payment. Now let's put this down. When you get to the supermarket, there's usually every product, if not most of all the products in the supermarket, has what we call a barcode. All right. And what is a barcode? A barcode can be referred to as a code you will find usually behind a product, something like this. Okay, something like something like this. So now the OCR, if a product like this is being delivered to the store, it has a textbook, it has been filed in the system. All right. So a situation whereby the product is about to be sold out, the OCR machine, there's a red light. All right, just like my mouse has the red light on its sensor. So now it's going to be placed against this barcode, and immediately it does that, it pops out on the system every information, the price, and everything pertaining to the product, and how many items of this, how many, no, the number of purchased items can be added easily. So that's what basically the OCR does. It helps scan and make payments easy. All right, when it comes to trade. So now, form of input. All right, it was now a very common requirement for it, just like I've explained. An OCR device can scan a document and recognize its character. All right, let's put out the full meaning first. Optical character recognition. Optical character recognition. All right, it does what? Scan and identify the character of a product. That's what it does. It scans and identify or recognize. All right, it scan a document and recognize. All right, characters. Basically, it is what it is. So we have that as that. Now, originally, text had to be printed in a special OCR font and OCR to prepare, but now the OCR can, okay, usually, when we say communication, you have to use receiver and sender has to use both sides. It's the same thing with OCR, but these days, OCR can basically, there's a, there's a, there's an agreed font, right? There are certain fonts that the OCR recognized initially, but now OCR basically they have been upgraded and they tend to understand almost every font. So the advantage of OCR for companies is that when statements are returned with payment, they can be scanned, all right, and the customer automatically gets credited. All right. A less sophisticated but similar device is the optical mark reader. Okay, optical mark reader, which can be scanned, especially, all right, which can scan is specially designed. Okay, so similar to OCR, we have the sophisticated, all right, the optical mark reader. Okay, so we have that as that. Okay, there's also something called the magnetic ink character recognition, MICR. MICR. The magnetic ink recognition character, the magnetic ink character recognition, similar to the OCR, but this time the character are not scanned optically. All right. Instead, they are scanned magnetically, as they have been printed with magnetized ink. All right. They are not scanned optically. They are scanned optically, magnetically, because they are been printed with what we call magnetized ink. So we have that as that. There's also something called the barcode scanner. They are very popular input devices in supermarkets and stores. These devices can scan barcode, which identify products. It's more like OCR, all right, but basically for scanning of barcode. We also have the image scanners. All these are input devices actually that scans image. all right, produce digital version of the image, all right, scans image and produce digital version of the image. Also, we have what we call DPI, all right, is used to describe the application of these techniques. And it's now what we need to understand here is that all of these we have been made mention of are input devices. Okay, we have that as that. Now there's a thing called DPI, which is the document image processing. All right, an abbreviation for DPI is an abbreviation for document image processing, and it's useful, all right, in the processing of what we call image. All right, you have to scan the image, and the image virtually, and the image will be created virtually. All right, the soft copy of the image is being created just by scanning the image. All right, so we have that as that. Okay, we also have the likes of cards, which uses encoded information, all right, magnetically. All right, all these are actually input devices. Like as well, we have the input, the voice input. All right, is perhaps the most exciting form of computer input, where you get to use your voice and the computer recognizes it and carry out the instructions. So we have that as that. So we're going to call it right here for today, and in our next class, we'll take it up from output devices. Okay, take it up from output devices. Thank you very much, everyone. I believe we have been able to gain something in this class, irrespective of the fact that we had issue with our power supply. Nevertheless, I think we have been able to achieve something in tonight's class. Do have a wonderful evening, and I look forward to seeing you in tutorials. Bye for now.